Hey. Hey guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hey everybody. Hope that you guys are doing amazing. Having a great Friday. Okay. Thank you so much for the likes. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Hey Simplicity. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. I was not gonna come on live. Something told me come on live. Okay. I come for a little bit and talk about heavy bleeding because this is something again that a lot of women suffer from. Okay, I wanted to talk about this topic for a little bit before I end the night. Okay, it's been a long day. Hope that you guys are doing amazing. Okay, welcome. If you're dealing with heavy bleeding, heavy menstrual bleeding, or any type of reproductive health issues, you're gonna want to stay tuned. Okay, hey everyone coming in, happy that you guys are here. It's Friday it's Friday night. All right, so I want to do this live. Hopefully you guys are able to stay with me. All right, thank you so much for the likes. Yes, let's keep liking the video as more women come in. All right, so hi everyone, welcome. If you're new, hi and welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're just seeing my live for the first time, just see me live for the first time. Okay, my name is Sasha. I'm a holistic woman wellness specialist, and what I do is I help women who have reproductive health issues such as fibroids, PCOS, heavy menstrual bleeding, infertility. I help them get to the root cause of the problem in order to get rid of the problem. Okay, so I'm all about, disclaimer, I'm all about holistic healing. Okay, I help women heal their wombs naturally by getting to the root cause of the problem and addressing the issue from the root. Okay, rebalancing their hormones, ridding their body of toxins, detoxifying the womb in order to not only shrink but get rid of fibroids, reverse PCOS, reverse endometriosis. Okay, also clear anything preventing fertility. Okay, this is what I have done for my clients, and this is what I do for women. Okay, this is what I do for a living, full time. All right, so love what I do. I love putting the power back into women's hands because women, as a collective, when it comes to women's wombs, women are suffering. Women are suffering greatly as far as their reproductive health. Unfortunately, okay, there's women that if you poll about 10 women, right, almost every woman is dealing with one of these: fibroids, heavy bleeding, endometriosis, okay, PCOS. It's a phenomenon. So this is what I do for women, actually helping them resolve these issues naturally, because we have to admit to ourselves that when it comes to trying to resolve these issues, through Western medicine, there's not much they can do for us besides medicine, surgeries, and birth control, which again don't address the root cause. Okay, they do not address the root cause. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about heavy bleeding. I only bleed heavily for 3 days, so we don't want to bleed heavily at all. No. Sorry. We don't want to bleed heavily at all. When you bleed heavily at all, that is a hormonal issue. Okay, we do not want to bleed heavily at all. Did you know that you're only supposed to bleed about just a few tablespoons of blood per cycle? So majority, and I put a video of this one time where a doctor was showing you how much you're supposed to bleed and how much most women bleed. Most women are bleeding way too much. Like, I'm talking about 100 times more than they're supposed to be bleeding. So many women. So you're not even supposed to bleed heavily for 1 day or half a day or 1 hour at all. Okay, the remaining 4 days of spotting. So that's a long period. Your period should not be longer than 4 days, and that includes as it's going off. So if we have 4 days of spotting, that's way too much. Okay, that's just too much of your period's supposed to just stop. It's not supposed to just continuously spot. So that's definitely a hormonal imbalance. So we have to recognize when our body is showing us different imbalances. Okay, but yes, let's get the likes up so we can get more women in here. Okay, hi everyone. It seems like when I usually do a video on heavy bleeding, I don't know. Usually when I do a fibroids, everybody's up in here. But when I do heavy bleeding, not so much. But I feel like when it comes to heavy bleeding, I need to talk more about it because a lot of women don't understand what heavy bleeding is. Okay, I just found out I have fibroids and came across your page. Such a blessing. Yes. Okay. Hi, Jasmine. You're definitely in the right place. Okay. I always say, if you know anybody that has fibroids, bring them to my page so they can actually learn. Okay, because a lot of women, they are lost when they just found out they have fibroids and they're being presented with one side. It's so important that you hear the other side as well. What can I do naturally? That's so important because guess what? When we just address fibroids again from the medical standpoint, right? Just with the surgery, we're never going to see relief. The fibroids are going to just continue coming back, right? So I'm doing herbal healing. Good. Yes. So it's so important that we get into the root cause of the problem. Those fibroids develop for a reason, and you have to definitely get to the root cause of the problem. But I'm happy that you're here. Make sure you're following my page, okay? Let's get the likes up, follow the page, and also click the link in my bio to join my email list so you'll know when I'm going live. So how do we treat hormonal imbalance? So we do it with let's say lifestyle, diet, and also mindset as well. I always have to put mindset in there as well when it comes to healing the body, when it comes to rebalancing the hormones. And rebalancing your hormones is so important. If you have heavy bleeding, ladies, that's a hormonal issue, okay? Even if it's just one day. If you have cramps, that's a hormonal issue, okay? These things are not normal. We're not supposed to feel pain when we're on our cycle. Breast tenderness, the things that we have thought were normal for years are actually indicators of hormonal imbalance, right? So most women are suffering from either heavy bleeding, PMS, PMDD, and they're, again, thinking that these things are normal, and this is how these things fester into fibroids, right? So for example, I'm gonna give you an example. If, let's say, a young girl that has cramps and she has, 5-6 day cycles, right? Which is a hormonal imbalance. If that was resolved when she was at that time, that young girl wouldn't grow up to have fibroids. That young girl wouldn't grow up to a few years later have PCOS. You know what I mean? So it's really important that we get to the root cause of these issues, sooner than later. Because guess what? If we don't get to the root cause of heavy bleeding, we don't get to the root cause of what is called estrogen dominance. These things, again, can at its worst can look like cancer, okay? And when I say cancer, I mean breast cancer, ovarian cancer. Estrogen dominance does create abnormal cells in the cervix as well, just like HPV. So it's very important that you get to the root cause of your hormonal balance. So we talk about hormonal imbalance. How do we treat those issues, right? We have to address our lifestyle habits. We have to address our diet. We have to address our mindset as well, our emotions as well. That's very important. Our thoughts, our habits, everyday habits, these things matter. And I have in my course, I don't know if you know about my course, Restore Your Womb course, that gives you the full tools on how to, from A to B, like A to Z, how to resolve your hormonal balance. That gives you everything you need to know about resolving your hormonal balance. I cut out dairy. Good. I was nervous about getting surgery and glad there's an alternative. Listen, as somebody that's gotten surgery and got fibroids right after, you guys know I'm always very transparent. If you guys been here before, right? You don't want to go through fibroids. You don't want to go through surgery because you're going to continuously get the fibroids again if you don't address the root cause. I had to get to the root cause of the problem the second time I got fibroids and address it naturally. And that's how I was able to get rid of them and be fibroid free for over 10 years, okay? If I had not done that, if I would have kept getting the surgeries over and over again, I would have probably been having a hysterectomy by now, right? If I didn't know what I know now. That's why I'm so passionate about helping women save their wombs, helping women. And when I say helping you save your wombs, I'm also saving your health, because when we don't get in front of these issues, like we're literally setting ourselves up for bad health in the future, for early menopause, for a total hormone collapse to the point where you have to get on hormones. And this is, again, we're literally, all these issues come from a hormonal imbalance. Perimenopause, same thing. These are all things that we can resolve on our own, but a lot of women don't understand, okay? Let's get the likes up. Let's get it up to 1,000. Let's get it up to 1,000. Come on, ladies, we're almost there. But it's Friday night. We want to get more women in here. So it's really important for you guys to understand. So my LB is always quick to push birth control. Yeah, birth control just feeds your body with synthetic hormones. Birth control, and I said this on Facebook, is like the same thing they try to push. Well, what they're pushing on perimenopausal women is hormone replacement therapy. So birth control and hormone replacement therapy, they push birth control when you're young, and then when you get to late 30s, 40s, they push the hormone replacement therapy, but never addressing the root cause of the hormonal imbalance, which is really, really, it doesn't make any sense why they're doing this, okay? And I always said this, we cannot look for the Western medical system, the doctors, to save us when it comes to our reproductive health. They're not there to save us. They're literally there to manage whatever issue you have, so that if you want to get rid of the issue, if you want to seek true healing when it comes to your reproductive health, they're not there to help you. They have 3 options: birth control, surgery, or medication. That's it. And none of that is getting to the root cause of the problem, okay? Thank you guys so much for the likes. Let's get it up to 1,000 likes. So yes, if you have heavy bleeding, you do not have to suffer with heavy bleeding for the rest of your life, ladies. As somebody that used to struggle with heavy bleeding, my periods were so bad. that I had to walk around with like overnight pads. Like sometimes I used to have to wear 2 pads. That's how bad they were. And no woman deserves to go through that. No woman deserves to have to literally like bleed to the point where she just has no energy, right? And have you had surgery? Yes. And I always share that I've had surgery and I had fibroids afterwards, and I shrunk and got rid of the fibroids afterwards. So I have my whole fibroid journey on my YouTube channel if you are interested in watching Mariana, okay? So, okay. What are your thoughts on Vitex? You get blood clots too. What do you mean blood clots? Yeah, blood clots. If you get blood clots, that's a red flag. That's definitely a hormonal imbalance. I'm scared to leave home on my period. I remember those days. I remember those days. But ladies, listen, we don't have to suffer like this, right? For example, I had somebody literally message me, and I have it in my stories that said that her cycles went from 7 days to 4 days. I have to ask her if it lightened up as well, but she said that her cycles went from 7 days to 4 days, and all she did was took one of my How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding course, which is only $47, right? So you don't have to suffer. She literally just all the things that she heard in the course, that in the training she started doing, right? She started incorporating that in her lifestyle. Right, she's not perfect, but she's doing this, right? She did the course, and she said that her last period was much better than ever. I would not recommend Vitex because it just focuses on It focuses on So I don't recommend Vitex or DIM. Let me tell you why. Because it just focuses on one hormone, and you never want to hyper focus on one hormone. And the reason for that is you want to restore hormonal balance in your body totally. You don't want to just focus on one hormone and then the other, because the other hormone again is not going to be affected, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So that's why when you read this, when you read the reviews for Vitex and DIM, there's mixed reviews, right? There's some people that's like, oh, it's great, and there's some people that's like, oh, it's horrible. I actually got worse on it. You want to address the root cause. Like, none of these supplements are going to get the root cause, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If we don't change, we're gonna be on a hamster wheel where we're just literally grabbing supplements and again trying to fix the problem for the rest of our lives. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Everybody's hurt is different. What do you mean everybody's hurt? Okay, Mariama, maybe you're new here. Okay, welcome. I get it. Everybody's body is different, and I'm not talking as somebody that's literally just on Clubhouse. On TikTok, I literally work with women. Like I'm a holistic womb specialist, and I know hormones, and I know women's bodies, and I know estrogen dominance, and I know how to handle heavy bleeding, right? I've helped many women get rid of heavy bleeding. I'm telling you this right now. Okay, can I still join the class? What class? What class? We're on live right now. I'm not sure what you mean. We are different, absolutely, but we have the same hormones. Did you know that? So if there's an imbalance in the body in one woman and we're exhibiting the same symptoms, it's going to be the same things going on in the other woman. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Okay. No, we don't want to do any supplements, ladies. We want to get to the root cause of the problem. Okay. She has courses you can purchase and read at your own pace. Yes. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. We're getting off topic here. If you guys, listen, you guys are growing. If y'all want to do supplements and just be on that bandwagon, that's fine, but you're never going to resolve the problem. I'm telling you this right now. Okay, there's so many. Most women are dealing with heavy bleeding. Majority, especially Black women. Oh my gosh. And you may use something, and then it stops working, right? Because you have not addressed the root cause of the problem, right? So if you're just wanting to find a quick fix, this is not the life for you. If you're wanting to find a quick fix real quick to work today and you're not thinking about next year, you're not thinking about long-term healing, this is not the life for you. I'm only talking to women that actually care about their health and that want to resolve whatever is wrong with their body, that want to resolve their hormonal health. I'm not talking to women that just want to find something really quick that's going to give them results today, but then they're bleeding again in a couple months, So hopefully I'm not talking about, I said this, I keep saying I'm not talking about supplements. I'm talking about lifestyle and diet, right? Supplements do not work long term. Supplements are not getting to the root cause of the problem, Jaya. Okay? So let's leave supplements alone and talk about let me explain what actually heavy bleeding, what it actually means so that maybe you guys will get it, okay? Okay, so heavy bleeding means that there's an imbalance. There's also an issue with your gut. A supplement can't fix that. Can a supplement probably make you feel better temporarily? It's possible, right? But a supplement can't fix heavy bleeding. An herb can't fix heavy bleeding. We have to get to the root cause of the problem. Now, can you take herbs while you're on your journey of addressing your diet, addressing your lifestyle? Absolutely. Yes, you should. Herbs are amazing, but they're not going to do all the work for you. If you eat a bad diet and you take an herb or a supplement, what do you expect? Like, these are not magic potions and magic pills, okay? Hey, Nicolette, how are you? How are you doing? So, hopefully that makes sense. Let's get the likes up. Thank you, Jasmine, for liking. How do you define heavy bleeding? So if you're bleeding for, this is how it's defined, right? In the holistic world, your doctor's going to define it a different way. If you're bleeding more than a few tablespoons a month, that is considered heavy bleeding. Remember, when you're bleeding like that, it's a reflection of the toxins in your body. So when your body is purging blood, when your body's heavily bleeding, we're dealing with a body that's highly toxic, right? Does not mean that we can't fix it, because as somebody that used to, heavy bleeding can be resolved quickly. It doesn't have to take a long time, right? With most women that, for example, use my How to Eliminate, your heavy menstrual cycles mini course, they're able to see results by the next cycle. Now, some women, it takes them a couple cycles to be able to see a difference. It depends on how much toxicity is in your body, right? So it just depends on the person. Is it true our bleeding should not be dark red? No, it should be bright red. It does take, so for some women, it takes longer than others. There's some women, how would I measure that? When you're bleeding heavy. If you're constantly having to change your pad or tampon, when you're bleeding heavy. We should know as women when we're bleeding heavy, right? When you're depleted, if you have anemia, more than likely you're bleeding too heavy. So let's start off with that. Okay, if you have mineral deficiencies, if you're dehydrated, more than likely you're bleeding too heavily. Okay, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up if you guys don't mind. For ladies that are into holistic healing, that want to heal their bodies holistically, who have fibroids and heavy bleeding and other reproductive health issues, make sure you're following me. That actually, remember, this is for holistic. This is a holistic page. I'm a holistic womb specialist, and what I do is to help women get to the root cause of the problem. If you're looking for a quick fix, I'm not here for you. Okay, it's plenty of things on TikTok like that. Okay, so make sure you're following. Also, click the link in my bio to join my email list. Okay. So let's get the likes to 2.5. We want to get more women in here who are suffering from heavy bleeding and don't understand what heavy bleeding is, or actually that it's the issue at all. Because I did a video, if you're bleeding for more than 4 days, which is very true, that's a red flag. And women were so confused, right? I had to delete some comments because they were kind of mean, but they were so confused and like, wait a minute, like I've never heard this before, but it's the truth, right? It's because, again, doctors tell women if you bleed anywhere from 4 to 20 days that everything's fine. That's not that's not true, right? One person actually put that in my comment section. I'm like, do you understand how the endocrine system works? As somebody that's literally worked with many women and studied this, like you're not supposed to be bleeding for more than 4 days. We're not looking to work, because here's the thing, when you bleed for a long time and when you're hemorrhaging blood, you're losing nutrients, you're losing iron. We have to understand that. It's not like we take it too lightly, but it's a serious issue. So that's why you feel extremely depleted every month on your cycle. That's why you feel fatigued all the time, a lot of times, because you're literally losing vital minerals and iron, right? You're not supposed to do, your body's not supposed to purge blood like that. I'm looking for a fix. I'm looking to understand how to treat my tumor and make this a lifestyle. Okay. Because if the thing is, we don't want fibroids again, right? So there's certain things that we have to incorporate as as habit. We have to incorporate these things as habits, right? So let me tell you something too. When it comes to heavy bleeding, it could also be a reflection of stress, right? High cortisol levels. That's a lot of times as well too. So if you are in a stressful, if you live a stressful lifestyle, you don't get a lot of rest, you don't sleep a lot, right? Again, that's gonna create a hormonal imbalance because your cortisol levels are high. That's gonna cause the progesterone levels to decrease, right? So this again is gonna create a hormonal imbalance in the body. So this is again another thing. Another way, and women are bleeding heavily and getting cramps and bleeding for long periods of time. Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to understand and define normal. Okay, hopefully you're understanding. All of us in the military. What do you mean? You mean that? Are you saying that all of you guys in the military? In the military are stressed? yes, when it comes to women and hormones, it can really get, I don't want to say complex, right? But I do want to say when it gets to our hormones, we're not meant to be in highly stressful situations. We're really not built like that, right? So women, we're not built to, for example, being highly stressful jobs, right? We're really, I mean, if we really understand the hormonal system and how we're designed, we're not designed to work overnight. We're not designed to work 2, 3, 4 jobs, okay? We're not designed for that. We're designed to, we're designed to honor our 28-day cycle. Did you know that you have 4 phases in your 28-day cycle, right? And some of those phases do require you to rest more than others, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I appreciate your content. Thank you. I was like, what's going on tonight? I was like, a lot of pushback, but I was like, do I have to get off early? Thank you so much, Elise. Thank you. Maybe this is a whole new crowd tonight. I don't know what's going on, but if you guys are here, like I said, this is for women who want holistic healing, who actually care about healing their bodies holistically, right? This is who I'm here for, right? This is my audience. I know that TikTok pushes these lives out to people all the time, to people who do not follow me all the time, which is totally fine. What color should appear? Red. It should be red, okay? I love to catch your lives. To be so helpful. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Elise. Thank you so much. Yes, but you guys, I just want to get on here to say it's Friday night. I don't really see questions, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to get off soon, but I do want to say this. Do you know if endometriosis stops menstruation? It can, yes. Nicolette, because you have to understand that when you have endometriosis, your body, again, it's just like fibroids, just like PCOS. We're dealing with this extreme hormonal imbalance plus lots of toxins in the body, inflammation. This can stop the menstruation. It doesn't mean it's permanent, no, but it can stop it. It creates an irregular, you have, issues with your cycle. So sometimes it can create an irregular cycle. So how long has it been since you had a period? Okay, if you don't mind me asking, also your age, if you don't mind me asking. If you want to send it to me, the message, you also can. Bright red, Elise, bright red. So does anybody have any questions? Do fibroids break down or just pass after holistic healing? They dissolve. A lot of times they just dissolve. That was my experience and also my clients, they dissolve, and then when they go to get checked, they get to get the ultrasound or MRI, they're able to see that the fibroid is either smaller or it's completely shrunk. So or it's completely gone. That's what it is. I cut out dairy and caffeine, great, and added cayenne pepper. Is that helpful? Cayenne pepper is great, yes. So what are you adding cayenne pepper to? About a year, 48. Okay, so 48, yeah. So yeah, depending on how bad your endometriosis is, how long you've been dealing with it. It can cause your cycle to literally, because whenever you're dealing with estrogen dominance, yes, your cycle can stop. I had a client who I was working with she was around 48, right? And her cycle had stopped for 3 years, and she thought she was in menopause, but she wasn't. I said, you're not in menopause. Because really, we think that menopause, okay, we can get menopause in our 40s. Listen, if you understand health of the body, you will understand that we're actually putting our own bodies in early menopause much earlier than we should be, okay? We're not supposed to be in the menopause in our 40s. Did you know that? Okay, so when she was working with me about, I would say a month or 2, she ended up getting her cycle after 3 years, okay? Now, it was a lot lighter, but she ended up getting her cycle. It was a lot lighter than she experienced before. So she was like, wow, I never had 3-day cycles before when she used to get her cycle. She was shocked. I was like, I told you you're not in menopause. You're not. Your periods have just shut down due to hormonal imbalance, due to the number of toxins in your body. Okay, so we have to stop putting our own bodies in early menopause and calling it menopause. And we're not supposed to experience all these symptoms during menopause. When we do reach menopause, we're not supposed to experience all these hot flashes, this and that. It's a hormonal imbalance, right? It's a hormonal imbalance, okay? Can you define the characteristics of a normal period? I may have to take your class. I don't have classes. I have courses, ladies, in a program where you work with me, okay? I do not have classes, okay? I have courses. All right, self-study courses. I'm hemorrhaging now. It's hell. How do we eat? You definitely want to get rid of, that's a whole, listen, if you want to know, okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the food. Just give me a second, Miss Just give me a second. because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. How do we get rid of fibroids and endometriosis? If you want to get rid of fibroids and endometriosis, I do have courses for that. Now, if you have fibroids and endometriosis, I would recommend my Detoxify Your Womb course where you're working with me for 3 months. Because taking like fibroids and endometriosis, that is a serious issues, right? That's serious. If you just had fibroids, I would say you could take a course. If you just had endometriosis, I can say you can take a course, but if you have both, you need to be working with me, okay? So check out my Detoxify Your Womb program. It's not for everybody, okay? It's not for everybody because I'm very selective about who I work with directly because I take my what I do very seriously. However, okay, check it out to see if it's for you. If it is, email me and I'll see if you're a good fit, okay? So that's how you can get rid of, I've had women get rid of fibroids and endometriosis, and I have many testimonials with that, because it seems like, I always say this, it seems like fibroids and endometriosis go hand in hand. I don't know what it is with those two, okay? Did she ever say what to do, or we must, Miss Hums, listen, okay? Yeah, it's like my patience are being tested today. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to mute you, okay? Let me just say this, right? Don't come in here acting weird, right? You're on my life, okay? So if you're not patient enough to listen, then you just get off. You don't have to be here, okay? So I don't understand what's going on. Happy Friday. People are crazy, okay? It's the entitlement for me, right? It's the entitlement coming here and demanding answers. No, who do you think you are? Calm down, okay? Read the room, right? I'm not forcing anybody to pay. I'm not. I'm saying I have these courses in case you guys want to dig in and heal yourself and learn more. You don't have to. It's your choice. Okay? Respect yourself. Okay? What can we do to shrink this tumor? I've been doing so much research and don't have direct info. Mariamma, like I've said earlier, if you want to get, okay, so I didn't say this point earlier, but I will say this. If you want to get rid of fibroids, I have a 12, and you want to get all the steps on what to do to get rid of fibroids. I have my 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. And it also has many other trainings in there related that you need to also learn when you have fibroids, such as how to get rid of heavy bleeding, how to reverse anemia, how to how to cleanse the lymphatic system, the liver. All these things need to be done when you have fibroids. Fibroid-friendly meal plan and fibroid-friendly grocery shopping list. That is the link in my bio, okay, to how to shrink and get rid of your tumor, all right? I think I need to work with you. Okay. Email me if you're interested. Happy Friday. You guys have any questions? Fibroids are tumors. Yeah, they're tumors in the womb. No, I got on the email list tons of info. You're okay. Yes. If you're not on the email list, get on the email list. It's free. Click the link in my bio and make sure you're on my email list. I'm learning a lot and enjoying it. Thank you. Hi, Dante. Hi. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm scared. Why are you scared? You don't have to be scared. You guys don't have to be scared. Let's get the lights up. Let's get more women in here. That is my goal. More women that actually care about holistic healing. Okay. But yes, it's crazy to me. People go to doctors where you have to pay, but don't listen. Elise, let me read this twice. It's crazy to me. People go to doctors where you have to pay, but don't want to look at your plans. Thank you so much, Elise. Thank you so much. It's ridiculous. And I get harassed. In my comment section, I'm like, you guys are okay with paying for anything else. But when it comes to holistic, healing your womb holistically, where you get results, where you get lasting results, which has lifetime value, then it's like, oh my God, I don't want to pay for that. I think that should be free. Okay, well then go to Google. Because listen, if it was on Google, if it was on YouTube, right, then it wouldn't be 8% of women dealing with fibroids. That's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It's not me. So if they don't want to pay, I'm not forcing anybody to pay. I'm saying if you want to learn more, if you actually want to learn how all the, because my courses are like especially the 12 steps on how to treat your fibroids, that's like 2 hours of information. I'm not going to say it on this live. I'm just not. People pay for that. So, and I work to put that together for people that actually want the information. Right? For people that people have learned even on these free lives, which is totally fine. They've learned, different things to do on these free lives, which is totally fine. But for people that want to learn more, they're there. Okay. If you don't want to buy them, that's totally fine. They're for people that need them. Right. So don't want to put, exactly. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to pay. They don't want you don't want to do nothing. Fine. Go get surgery and then, get the fibroids again. That's what happens when you get the surgery. Yes, I've learned a lot. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you. I was like, what's going on? Because it was some craziness going on earlier. It's a mindset. People don't want to pay, but they want a quick fix. Yes, people don't want to pay. They want a quick fix. And guess what? They're going to continue dealing with these issues. They're never going to get to the root cause of the problem, right? That's how it is, right? Now, if there's some people that can't pay right now, and that's totally fine. That's why I have $47 courses. If for people that have heavy bleeding, I just put out a $47. Well, this is I would just put it back on the site. How to eliminate heavy bleeding mini course for $47. There's literally no excuse. I'm excited to buy your course. Okay, yes. It's literally no excuse, right? So even for people that can't afford to work with me, I put out courses that are lower price, right? So that you guys can have access to it. For people that don't want to, that's our culture has made folks instant gratification seekers. Listen, Elise, instant gratification seekers. It's people that want to get rid of fibroids tomorrow. And I'm like, that's not how holistic health works, honey. We're trying to address the root cause. We're trying to really heal the body after years of you abusing it, right? So it's going to take time for the fibroids to shrink. It's going to take time for the fibroids to dissolve. I spent so much money. I don't care about the money. I understand. And let me tell you something too. You spend a lot of money when you have fibroids because listen, you're buying all these big pads, all these feminine products, all this. I had to buy so much stuff when I used to bleed heavily and had fibroids because let's be honest, the smell, right? A lot of things because a lot of all of this stuff that I used to buy, right? All these big old pads, so you're saving money in the long run. Okay. So, Mariama, her content is good. It's worth just looking at her email list. Yes. If you're be sure that you're on the email list. I'm not bleeding at all. Okay. I'm not talking about you in particular, Mariama. And for people that, again, they don't care about being on the email list, you don't got to force them. That's fine. All right. So does anybody have any questions? But I do want to say this: we do not want to bleed. Make sure you're not bleeding for more than 4 days. If you are, that is a hormonal imbalance. If you have cramps, if you have breast tenderness, if you have PMS, if you have these issues associated with your period, that is PMS. I'm going to be very transparent. My cycle is going to come on probably like tomorrow or Sunday, right? I have no symptoms, right? I have no symptoms. The only thing I would say is I'm in my luteal phase. I do have to take it a little easy. I can't be doing, crazy workouts, right? Which nobody should be doing right before their cycle anyway, right? But do you have Facebook? I do have Facebook. I don't have community. I do have a Facebook page. I do not have a Facebook group. I only have a Facebook group for clients. I don't do Telegram group. A girl, no. I've had a Facebook group before that was a free Facebook group, and it was just I can't manage it. I have clients, I have like so many people emailing me. I can't. It's too much for me to manage. But I have a Facebook where I do post regularly. Okay, then I have to create content as well to give people information, right, for people to learn. So it's too much. I don't have time for a free Facebook group or a Telegram group. I would never. Telegram, oh my God, no. That's for clients. If I do something like that, it's only for clients. I do have a Facebook group only for clients. Okay. So, community is like these lives, community is like, that's pretty much, that's why I do these lives, constantly. Where do I email you? If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see like an envelope symbol. Click on that and that'll be that's my email. You can just email me from there. Okay. But if you also go to the link in my bio and you'll see a Facebook symbol. That's my Facebook. What does spotting before period mean? So that's a great question. So if you're spotting before your period, are you sure that's not your period starting? That typically means that your period has started. So how many days are you spotting? Give me some more information. Okay. How many days do you spot? Now, if it was spotting during ovulation, that's definitely, or in between your periods, that's definitely a red flag for sure. Okay. There are some people they spot and let me know, do you guys understand 4 to 5 days? So that's your cycle. That's your cycle starting. So and so how many days do you have a cycle after that? Because a lot of people, for some reason, people don't count the days that they spot, but if that's a part of your cycle, right? That's a part of your period. Having chin under my hair, does that mean that I have a hormonal imbalance? Absolutely. And I'm happy you brought that up because a lot of people don't know that. When you have hair underneath your chin, that's definitely a hormonal imbalance. It could be PCOS, but I cannot diagnose you because I would have to ask some more questions for sure. But that could be an indication of PCOS typically, okay? What does passing fibroids look like? Do you mean when you're getting rid of fibroids? Because at about 5 days. Okay, so that's your period, user 25. So we have a lot of work to do, a lot of cleansing to do. I had a client too that was dealing with that. Like, she wouldn't count the days of spot. I'm like, no, that's part of your cycle. So we were able to get that to regular, like for her to actually get to like a 3-day cycle. But that's part of, you have to count all that as your cycle. So that means that we have a very long cycle. We have a lot of work to do. Can you help get rid of PCOS? Yes, and I have. I have got help women reverse PCOS, absolutely. Now for PCOS, I would honestly recommend working with me in my Detoxify Your Womb program, because again, we have to completely repair the endocrine system, because we're dealing with an endocrine system that's totally out of whack. However, if you can only, you're not able to, get my Restore Your Womb course, okay? I want to get pregnant and you have PCOS. Okay, so I do help women with that as well. I do help women get pregnant as well, okay? I've helped many women who have fertility issues as well. So check out my Detoxify Your Womb program, ladies. If it's for you, it's not for now. It's not for everybody. I do have to vet to see whether it's a right fit. It's a good fit on both sides for me and you, right? But check it out to see if it's for you, okay? Check it out. The link is in my bio. If you're dealing with PCOS, especially for women that want to get pregnant too, I always recommend working with me as well, okay? The link is in my bio. So if you go to my page, you'll see it in my bio. The link in my bio, okay? All right. So what does passing fibroids look like? So give me some more information. Do you mean like, what does it look like when you're getting rid of fibroids? Because I've never passed a fibroid before and I gotten rid of fibroids. So it just, like I said, it just dissolved. So you don't necessarily have to pass it. Typically when women pass fibroids, there's one of two things, right? They're either doing a very drastic regimen that I wouldn't recommend because they can't keep that up. And typically sometimes they end up growing fibroids back after that. Or maybe the fibroid was already dead. They call it calcified fibroid and it was kind of hanging, right? Have you guys ever heard of calcified fibroids? Hopefully that makes sense. So maybe it just fell out. That can sometimes happen too. That's never happened to any of my clients, but that can happen. That's in rare cases, okay? If that makes sense. All right, you're welcome. And if the Detoxify Your Womb program is not right for you, then check out the other courses, right, as well, my self-study courses. And if you're watching this and you're bleeding and you have a cycle that's more than 4 days, if you're watching this and you have a cycle that's where you're spotting for many days, right, after your cycle, before your cycle, right, or even though that's part of your cycle, but if you're spotting in between cycles, or if you feel pain during ovulation, or if you feel cramps during ovulation, or if you feel cramps at all, okay? Be sure to check out my How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding mini course. It is only $47 and it does get results, okay? It's giving women results. The one woman went from a 7-day cycle to a 4-day cycle after using it. It's a lot of amazing information. And again, it also has a PDF form telling you what to eat and what not to eat when you're on your cycle. Very important. I just learned about calcified fibroids. Okay, birth control is bad. Yeah, birth control. You never want to get on birth control, especially when you have these reproductive health issues, these hormonal issues. It just makes it worse. Can we get the likes up? Let's get the likes up. Oh, we're not liking today. Love hopping on your live, so informational. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm happy some of my people are here because they was it was craziness earlier. When I'm on my cycles, I'm extremely tired and exhausted. Z, check out my How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding. If you have heavy bleeding mini course, it's only $47. Okay, awesome course. This cycle is a lot better. Yes, Brittany, I'm gonna need a testimonial. Brittany, yes, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm gonna need a testimonial from you. I'm so proud of you. Great job, yay. Okay, great. Really proud of you. I'm happy to hear that. I have fibroids. Do you accept payment plans for your program? I do. I have for my program monthly payment plans as well. Yeah, you can email me, Kia. If you want to take the Detoxify Your Womb program, I do accept payment plans. Okay, yes, and I'm really happy. And for my courses, I have, what is it called? Y'all, it's late. Afterpay and Klarna for my courses, for my self-study courses. So for like the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course, I have Afterpay and Klarna, okay? Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions, or just if you guys have questions on my services, my courses, or the program, let me know as well. Because yeah, as you know, I say this, we don't listen. Nobody wants to go into summer. Summertime is coming up. Listen, and I'm excited because guess what? Next month, the pool is opening. Y'all, I love the pool. And I just moved and our pool is like amazing here. So here's the thing. I don't want y'all to be dealing with these heavy, long cycles in the summertime. I know some of you guys have vacations planned and everything. You don't want to be dealing with that. No, you don't want to deal with heavy cycles in any season, but definitely not the summertime, okay? Listen, okay? You want to be able to wear what you want to wear. White, it doesn't matter what day of the month. You should be able to wear what color you want to wear, whatever day of the month it is. Okay, you should not be worried about these are things I used to go through. I used to deal with, not being able to wear light colors during my cycle. I had to wear black during my cycle, right? I had to, because I would literally bleed through sometimes, right? And you'll be like, you will sit down, you'll be scared that you may bleed somewhere. I've been through that. No woman deserves to go through that, right? And now I'm on the other side of that where I don't even think about my cycle. I just know around the time it's coming on, when it come on. I don't have to panic. I don't have to, oh my God, I have to carry all these pads with me. No, because it's not crazy. It just comes, and it's not that, it's just little bit. It's not that much, right? So it's amazing. And every woman deserves to also experience that, right? We're not supposed to be over here bleeding to death and passing clots, and no, that's not living. And I know that because I've been on both sides. I've been on the side, the dark tunnel, right? And I'm now on this side where I'm not experiencing any of that. And my cycles are amazing. It's not like if I was planning a vacation, I don't care when it is, because it could be any time during my cycle or, before, like I wouldn't care because I can still do everything I want to do anyway. So everybody deserves that. You should not have to stop your life because you're having this cycle. Life is too short. Life is too short. Thank you. I'll definitely be starting the process. Okay, great, Kia. For anybody that's interested in my Detoxify Your Womb program, I really recommend going to the site and reading about it and seeing if it's for you. And then also checking the price and seeing it's for you, because like I said, it's not the program where you're working directly with me is not for everybody. But if that's not for you, that's fine. You can email me or message me and say, okay, this is what I'm going through. What do you suggest? I also have other self-study courses. I even have a couple of self-study courses that's not on the site. For example, for people that can't take the Detoxify Your Womb program, if they're like, oh, look, I can't do it right now, then I also offer, okay, we have the Detoxify Your Womb program self-study course. We have the self-study course. So you can't work with me. We have the course version of the program. It's self-study now, but it's amazing. Absolutely amazing, okay? So yes, I do Vegas in July. Okay, trying to get ready. Exactly. I love that. Yes, I love that. I'm definitely signing up. Yes, I'm excited. Okay, great. So does anybody have any questions before I go? Do you suggest fasting when trying to heal fibroids? Intermittent fasting is fine. Yes, intermittent fasting, yeah. But also depends on what you're eating off your fast. It depends on that too. Because if we're eating not the best foods on our fast, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now with Ramadan, right? Ramadan is great. I just don't like the portion where you don't drink water, because I feel like women need hydration. But that's not, especially when you have fire, you need to be hydrated, because a lot of people are very dehydrated. And I feel like that fast was from a time where we weren't so dehydrated. We didn't have all these toxins. We didn't have, it was from a different time. So Ramadan, my brother is Muslim, by the way. So I'm not tearing down I respect every religion, okay? But my issue with that is that a lot of people, especially women, are dehydrated. So they're going into not being able to drink water all day. And then when they break their fast, right, and they're able to eat in the evening time, they're usually eating like heavy rice and this and like heavy foods. And I'm like, you're not even getting any health benefits. So that's why I was telling my brother, listen, this is your first Ramadan, because he just transitioned into being Muslim last year. So I said, okay, listen, you need to be eating healthy. So you need to be breaking your fast. When you first break your fast with like fruits, right? You need to, and lots of water, okay? First, before, and then eat a big salad with lots of vegetables. Don't be eating this heavy rice and all these heavy foods. After so many hours of fasting, right? You're going to shock your system. Like that's not how you do it, right? So when we do eat, we want to eat the healthy foods with nutrient-rich foods with lots of water content, okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we go? I didn't want this to be super long. I just wanted to come on here real quick to really talk about heavy bleeding, and that it's not normal, and we don't have to deal with it, and we cannot continuously deal with it because guess what? The longer that we deal with it, the longer that we're literally depleting our body. As your body bleeds and bleeds and bleeds, it's like deteriorating. I'm telling you this right now. You're losing key minerals, nutrients. Your body is deteriorating as you're bleeding heavily. We do not want to continue every month. Our body's purging blood. No, I'm telling you this right now. It's very destructive to the body. Okay? So do not continue to let it go on. Do not normalize it because it's not normal, even if it's just for one day. Okay? We don't want, thank you guys so much for the likes. We do not want to put our bodies through the heavy bleeding. Okay? Typically I try to save my lives, upload my lives, but I'm not going to upload this one because it was some craziness in the middle of it. Okay? You're welcome, Brittany. Brittany, I need a testimonial. I'm happy that you're able. So the course that Brittany took was How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding mini course. That course, again, is $47 only. It's in the link in my bio, okay? It is an amazing course. If you have heavy bleeding, you need to take that course, okay? If you have, cramps, breast tenderness, PMS, you need to take that course. If you have any issues with your cycle, you need to take that course, okay? It's an amazing course. And listen, get your life together so by the next cycle or next 2 cycles, you're going to see a huge difference, okay? Alrighty. I went from heavy bleeding through everything for 3-day cycles with a 7-day period. What do you mean, Angel? I'm not understanding what you're saying. Maybe there's a typo in there. Can you retype that? Yeah, my iron is doing a lot better. I will email you one. Yay! Okay, yes, Brittany, I'm proud of you. Yay! That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, Brittany. Definitely come a long way. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yes, I'm happy for, yes, definitely. Now it's 2 days heavy bleeding and on a 7-day period. Okay, so we don't want so Angel, we don't want our period to be even heavy for 2 hours. We don't want, so when I say heavy period, it could be 1 day of heavy bleeding. We do not want your period should never be heavy, okay? And a 7-day bleeding is way too long, right? So we have a lot of work to do. Check out my How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding course, How to Eliminate Heavy Menstrual Cycle course, okay? Mini course. It's 5 days of normal length. No, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's really honestly, it shouldn't be more than 3 days. But I say 4 days because, the extra day, right? It's fine. I will say 2 to 4 days. Honestly, that's really, because if we're not really supposed to bleed it's been normalized for us to bleed. We're not supposed to bleed for more than 4 days. Change my diet, more fruits and more greens and fruits, like you said. Okay, so you're saying that you're bleeding, you still have heavy days, but it's not as much as before. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm not understanding what you're saying, Angel. What do you consider heavy bleeding? If you're bleeding for more than a few tablespoons a month, is heavy bleeding. If you're bleeding for more than 4 days, you're bleeding too much. If you have even 1 heavy day of bleeding, that's too much, okay? So much self-discipline with the eating, we can do it. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, that's what you're saying. So you're saying that you're no longer bleeding as much. Okay, so I'm happy that you're seeing results. Angel, you're not bleeding as much. Yes, okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, good. But we still got work to do, but I like the fact that you're seeing results, okay? Slowly but surely, absolutely, slowly but surely. As long as we're seeing results, that's a good thing. We're on the right trajectory if we're seeing results, okay? So, any other questions? Okay. So yes, and when I'm gonna be honest with you, when I used to hear that we're only supposed to bleed for a few tablespoons a month years ago, I didn't believe it at first. But then when I saw, wait a minute, look at the state that my body is in. I'm not I have anemia, I got fibers, I got this. That's why I was bleeding. So my body was highly toxic. But then when I was able to heal my body, right, bleeding was so much less. It was not bleeding for a whole week. Because to think that was life is crazy. It's crazy to me. So when we're so far off from normal, it's easy for us to think, wait a minute, that's, it's normal for me to be bleeding this much, especially if you've been bleeding heavily for years. But I'm telling you this right now, it's not. It's not, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Alrighty, if nobody else has any questions, I thank you guys all here for being here with me. It's Friday. What time is it? I didn't want to be on here too long. I just wanted to get on here quickly to really talk about heavy bleeding, because again, I did a video on this that went viral, and so many people like went crazy in my inbox. I mean, not in my inbox, and on in the comment section as well. Like, when are you going live again? I might not go live. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. But Kia, get on my email list, okay? Now, I didn't announce this one. This one's supposed to be a real quick one, but if I go live tomorrow, I will announce it, okay? So if you guys are watching this, get on my email list. Click the link in my bio, join my email list so you guys will know when I'm going live, okay? Because I only share with the time with my email list. That's it. I only share the time. I send an email out like 30 minutes before my live, and share the time with my email list. So I don't necessarily, there's not, a time that I go live. So I typically share the time and the topic with my email list. So make sure that you're on my email list, okay? And also too, when you're on my email list, you get a free training called Free Yourself of Fibroids, okay? That breaks down what it means when you have fibroids, what it means when you have heavy estrogen dominance. And if you have endometriosis, fibroids, heavy bleeding, or PCOS, you have any type of hormonal imbalance, you're dealing with estrogen dominance, okay? So you need to watch that training. It's like a 30-minute training. But it's so important for women to understand what's going on with their bodies, because most women are totally clueless about their hormones, about their health. And we cannot afford to be clueless anymore. Us being clueless is literally costing lives at this point, okay? We all know the famous YouTuber that recently just passed due to cervical cancer, right? One of the first things that she saw, heavy bleeding. That, I tell you, that's a sign. That's the first signs of something, that's a red flag. I keep saying that over and over again. I was clueless until I came across your live, honestly. I'm so happy that you did. I'm so happy that you did. You came and you're able to see relief. It's so important that, my page is not that big. I think I only have like 19,000 subscribers. I'm only 19,000 women on here. And I tell y'all, look, also spread the news. Like, if you have seen results, let other women know as well. Listen, right? If you're dealing with heavy bleeding, you're dealing with fibroids, if because women are always talking about this stuff, right? I tell them, send them my profile, because some people need to see it themselves. They need to see other people also getting results, and they need to hear it broken down for them, because they've never heard about holistic healing and holistic health before. So hopefully that makes sense, okay? Alrighty. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. I hope that you guys have an amazing night. I will try to come back live tomorrow, probably like maybe around noonish. I'm not sure. Okay, have a great weekend, but join my email list so you'll know when I'm going live, because tomorrow I'm going to do a topic, okay? I'm not sure what topic yet. And let me know, too, what y'all want to see. What topics do you need help? I'm going to ask Facebook that as well. What topics do you guys want me to talk about so I can, to make sure I'm talking about topics that you guys can learn more about, okay? So have a good night, and yeah, talk to you later. Bye.